Warning. This podcast may contain graphic language or adult subject matter inappropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
You want me to do it again?
No. It's fine.
Thank you.
Yes. Forgot to clap almost. All right. Welcome to the Ballyhoo Boys Podcast, Episode 2.
Dos, amigos.
Numero dos. Where on today's episode, we're going to be talking about conspiracies and whatnot.
Yes.
Which I feel like is a good topic to talk about right around 9/11.
Yeah, good one to get a shot.
Right, yeah, put us on the blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You already aren't.
So, today episode, for our second episode, we decided to have a guest on. So, I brought my special friend, Zach Bollman, here to talk on the podcast and to contribute a little bit of knowledge that he knows to our conversation.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm here to elaborate more or less an existentialist point of view on a lot of these conspiracies. Because it's a lot deeper than looking at the factual information and looking about the logic behind it than just what is self-supposed facts.
Yeah, there's a lot behind it.
Yeah, it goes.
You can't always go off facts, people. Sometimes you just have to go off emotions.
No, because sometimes... All right, so there's a cognitive dissonance between what we view as factual and what our brain perceives as factual. And there's a psychological term for it. I don't know it. I didn't have very much time to prepare for this.
Yeah, I just kind of asked you to hey, you want to come onto the podcast this week?
Yeah,
and
so like if someone who is listening to this who is like more intellectually interned than I am, like you're more than welcome to comment or propose like what I'm saying is wrong or confirm what I'm saying.
Call us stupid.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to call us stupid, but like there's no reason for any of us to try and prostrate ourselves or turn this into some form of great debate.
No, this is just a fun discussion looking into things that exist out there.
Yeah, from multiple different perspectives, because I'm sure none of us see exactly eye to eye. We all kind of live in different walks of life.
Exactly.
Nor do none of us really know our shit. We all kind of like know a bunch of stuff, but we're not experts in really anything.
Yeah, well, I
kind of have my niche, which is like art, maybe entertainment, movies, games.
I feel like
books.
None of us really have a niche. I'm sorry, informatively. I know you guys haven't gotten into like a formal introduction, but Jake, I know you're more or less the same as me. Like you're very much endowed as like a jack of all trades.
Yeah, on the last episode I said Jake of all trades.
Yeah, Jake of all traits.
I actually
not trades.
Actually,
let's just clarify that now.
Yeah.
I actually listened to the last episode, and I was fairly impressed for that being your first guy's episode. Like, I won't lie, I listened to the full episode too because I
have our first fan, guys.
Hey, there we go.
I endearingly support my friends. And not to sound crude about it, but I wouldn't have supported the podcast if I didn't believe it was a good production. So I made sure I listened to it all the way through, just like I wouldn't promote music or a book or art unless I viewed it from multiple different perspectives and listened to it all the way through.
Well, thank you, Zach.
Sure.
So you wouldn't judge a book by its cover?
No, you can't.
I always.
You gotta look into it, man.
All right, listen.
The cover's very important.
Listen, that's a figurative statement because covers are never important. If you took a book and it had nothing on the cover, you can't judge it by the cover. You have to read what's inside. If you take a hardcover book and take the cover off of it and all that's on it is the title, you can't judge that. It's just words.
Yeah.
Oh, I can judge it.
I can definitely judge that.
Oh, I can judge.
You can judge that and not sound like a dick, but that just provides to the shallowness of your character. If you're not willing to look past what some words say, like
doesn't mean I won't read it. Just means I have my interpretation of what it's going to talk about.
You have your own preconceived.
I was born to judge.
It's a preconception, but preconceptions are meant to be broken.
That's why the rule of law exists. People.
Sometimes.
For sure. So Zach, where can people find you out there in the ether?
All right, so I don't want people to track me down on Facebook. Like, you guys can find me if you want, but you're probably gonna think I'm an idiot after you find me on Facebook.
Same.
It's just a bunch of shit posting.
Yeah, my Facebook is non-considerately just 100% shit posting, and then me talking about my current girlfriend.
Nice.
If you want,
you have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
She's not a minor, is she?
She is not.
You have to clarify that.
She is not a minor.
That's good.
I'm not your. I know I look the part, but I'm
your local post-punk.
Yeah,
predator.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not your local. No, not post-punk.
Or scene
pop punk predator.
Okay,
like
Triple P.
Yeah,
Triple P.
I don't
oh
fuck with that. The PPP, bro.
PPP.
But yeah, I don't want to name drop, so I'm not going to.
Oh, don't name drop.
I mean,
don't do it.
No,
yeah,
we don't
I'm not
name drop
going
on this
to.
episode.
No.
But
Unless you're in the room.
Yeah, there are a lot of figurative people in the
Jake.
music scene who are like that. But
Antonio.
That's not my real name.
Yeah, Zach's not my real name either. If you wanna, hit
I'm
me
so
up,
happy no one said my name.
If you wanna come,
Matt.
if you wanna come find me at my legal name, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Zachariah.
Do you have like a presence out there that's not like your personal stuff?
Follow me on
Yeah,
TikTok.
Do you mean like, do I have like a
alternate persona?
Like entertainment?
I do. I made music for a while. I've taken quite a hiatus from music because I've gone through.
Yeah, we have too.
Yeah,
right.
I've gone through.
Now we're doing a podcast.
It's the artist.
Yeah.
It's just the artist struggle.
I've gone through. I wouldn't say like writer's block, but it's
Stop
more.
looking at me like that.
It's more of a figurative depression. Like I went through a decent point of my life, or a decent point of my musical time, where I wanted to talk about my actual feelings.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a quote from an Earl Sweatshirt song, which is, I will censor the expletive because I am not of the right melanin content to say some of the words.
Yeah.
But
disgraceful.
Very.
Yeah. But basically, in the song, it says, nobody cares about how you feel. We don't care. No, we don't care about how you feel, what you're going through, or what you got to do. We want bars, 16 of them, and then censor.
Yeah.
And it's basically like, I went through that figurative stage of like, I didn't want to be viewed as a rapper. I wanted to be viewed as an artist. So I explored with like very experimental forms of rap over different types of beats, a lot of mathematics and poetry into it and stuff like that. And I realized no one wanted to hear that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And
can't relate.
I can't say
Honestly,
that, though.
That is what I'm more into when I'm listening to rhythm and poetry.
It was self-sabotage though, because I didn't promote it, like I didn't build it up at all, and
Right.
I know you know because you were there through me. You witnessed my
I
whole
live with
scheme.
you. Just to clarify, everybody, Zach is my roommate.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, hey, we're doing a podcast this week. You want to come on and just talk?
He was basically like, "Hey, you need to get out of the house. I'm worried about you
Yeah, do
possibly
something."
killing yourself at some
Oh,
point."
jeez
Oh, wow.
Louise, man.
I wouldn't go that far. I never said that. Don't
Okay.
quote me.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Jake doesn't care about
that is
stuff.
a conceptualized paraphrase.
Okay, gotcha.
That is
Well-
not a quote in any way. I wouldn't want to put that on anyone's conscience. I'm fine. I'm good. I would never do that.
Well, I'm glad you're in the basement, man. It's a fucking
I'm
cool
glad
space.
I'm here too. I was very nervous coming originally,
Uh-huh.
but when
I think we're all a little nervous here.
when
we're all putting ourselves out there.
I got a real tight asshole.
When I me too, bud.
It's not funny.
Me too.
That's what
It's
happens
not
when
funny.
he gets nervous.
Sometimes
It just clenches.
sometimes you just got clenched.
It just clenches.
You know that keeps you from getting hemorrhoids. So good on you.
It
Doesn't?
does?
Yeah, always clenching your asshole.
I need to clench more.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't do
clench
that.
your asshole more, Matt.
It's
I don't
also
do that.
super good for your prostate. Male Kegels
Yeah.
and clenching your butthole are very good for your
It's
prostate.
good blood
I'm
flow.
gonna have to do some butt exercises after this.
No, you do enough of that.
Okay. Wow. right like that, eh? Huh?
Sorry.
Well, we already took a left turn into
Took a hard left. Yeah, this is a hard
Into
left.
butt stuff.
Into butt
hard
stuff.
step,
All right,
hard left into butt stuff.
So we got Zach out of the way.
Mhm.
Let's go around. Everybody knows kind of, if you've listened to us before.
Yeah.
Our first episode, you know who we are.
Yep.
We're the Ballyhoo Boys.
Ballyhoo.
With your hosts, Jacob,
Matthew.
Antonio,
if that's his real name.
Mhm.
allegedly.
Could be. Might be a different
Allegedly. It could be like Anthony, and he's just trying to be, cultured.
name. AJ.
No.
and their alleged special guest.
And
Yes.
and our alleged
Zach.
special guest.
He's very
Zach.
special.
Special ed.
Only on Wednesdays.
Only on. Oh, it's on a Wednesday. Good to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Friday.
yes, today is
Is it
Friday.
Friday?
It is Friday.
I believe so. It's
Friday, September 6th.
Yes.
3 days before 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're not going to record on 9/11.
3 days?
I like to take that day off.
5 days.
5 days.
I stay at home and bunker down.
Right, I'm thinking of the number 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot September is the night.
3 times
Excuse
3.
me, I am kind of mentally handicapped.
Handicapped.
Aren't we all?
Indeed.
No, not really.
Especially.
I'm thinking too fast from my mouth.
Antonio just looked at me when he said especially.
I didn't say anything.
Exactly.
Man, I don't know you're special.
Well,
You're really special.
thank you. I think. No, wait. Never mind.
All right, so let's start off the first segment with let's talk about how our week has been since our last podcast. So, anybody want to start off?
Do you want to start, Antonio?
Yeah, I'm living in like post-vacation blues right now, and everything just sucks.
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly,
But I worked. I've been doing homework, and
You just got back from Florida, right?
yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, where'd you go?
it's Florida.
Yeah, but, like, where in
Fort
Florida?
Myers.
Fuck.
You left before the hurricane got there.
Yeah, literally the day we were leaving, it was telling us on TV, maybe you should consider evacuating, and I'm like, well, way ahead of you.
Well, better
I'm
cancel
out.
my plane ticket and schedule it earlier.
Yep.
Oh God, no. I mean, I don't know. I had a weird day today. I drove out to IKEA, and if you don't know, IKEA from where I live is like basically an hour drive.
I live kind of close to
Yeah.
IKEA. It's in Canton, right? You
Yeah.
went to the Canton one?
Yeah, because
I
my
live 20 minutes.
I'm pretty
15.
sure it's 26 miles from us, which would make it roughly like 30 minutes from our house.
Okay.
Canton is only 20 minutes from our house. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
Not even.
you have to include the surface road travel too, not just freeway
Dude, no.
and highway.
Andy lives in Canton.
It takes us 26 minutes from our house to get to Andy's according to the GPS.
Wow.
Well,
26
anyway,
minutes.
All those
I went to
back road-
IKEA because my girlfriend wanted to go.
I remember the first and only time I went to IKEA was with one of my exes. She brought me there, and
Yeah.
it was a special place. Nothing.
Don't
anything
There's a lot of
fancy.
couches.
A lot of couches.
Don't
a lot
chastise me for this, but I've never been to IKEA.
Neither
And
have
my-
I.
Oh, it's fine.
And my girlfriend
Uncultured swine.
and my girlfriend gets very mad at me about that because
Because you haven't been to IKEA?
yeah, because she's from the Netherlands and she's from Europe, and IKEAs are all over the place in
Yeah,
Europe.
Just tell her
Really?
it's trash.
Wasn't it from-
IKEA's trash.
It's
no,
from
What
Sweden,
about
or
Sweden?
no,
Yeah.
it's either Sweden or Switzerland. Yeah,
I think it's Sweden.
I'm pretty sure it's Sweden.
All the books in there are written in.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
You know,
it's Swedish.
Swedish? Like you can't even read them. I read a children's book in Swedish.
Correct us if
Nice.
we're wrong, but like, I'm more than certain it's Swedish.
Sweden. Okay, cool.
All right, so
So you went to IKEA.
well, she told me I need to get a shelf, and if you could help me build it, that'd be great. And I said okay. So we go there, and I'm looking at what I think are shelves, but no, they're bookcases. And she goes, "No, I don't want that kind of shelf." I go, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "Well, I want like a wall shelf."
Oh, you have to like bolt into the
And I'm
wall.
thinking a wall shelf. Like we had to come to IKEA for a wall shelf. It's like there's a million places we could have gone, but like whatever. So
You could have went to Walmart.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We drove an
anyway.
hour to go to IKEA. So she finds her wall shelf, which is essentially a white 2x4,
Yep.
and
With
we're out
the-
there.
with the right angle thing, right? That goes on the wall.
No, it doesn't even have an angle.
What do you? What?
It's just
no,
a.
like the
It
metal
prob-
arms that you bolt into the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it has like arms, but it's not like part of the design of it, if you will.
Is it like
Okay.
Right, it's pretty much
Is it
just-
like an incremental one to where like you screw like a double-sided bolt into the wall and it uses the actual like drywall as the fulcrum for it?
I don't know. I didn't help her put it up, but
Nice.
we
It was,
Well,
it
that
was one
makes
of the
a lot of
terms
sense.
that she asked upon you, and you didn't even fulfill one of the terms.
we were doing other things, but like
Oh, okay.
Yeah, other
you know,
things.
so we go into the warehouse to pick it up, and it's like less than $20, and I'm like, you know, don't you want to buy 2? Like, we came all the way out here. It's right in front of you right now. It's not that much. You have a big wall. You don't want 2?
Yeah.
No, I just want 1. I'm like, I'll buy the second one. I swear to God. Like, you sure you don't want 2? No, I just want 1. And I'm like, okay. So she buys it, and we walk out, and I'm holding it, and I'm thinking just like, okay, yeah, you go to IKEA, that's cool, but just that whole trip for a white 2x4.
Yeah.
I was
for a
like,
piece of
wow,
wood.
that's neat.
I went to IKEA. The first time I went to IKEA, first and only, I bought some
Eat the meatballs?
I was about to ask
No,
that.
I did go to their little cafe thing,
Mhm.
and I think I got like a hot dog or like not a hot dog.
I've
Maybe
never
like a
eaten
piece
there.
of pizza. I don't know what I got. I forgot. It was a long time ago.
It's
I
the
try to
noodles.
put those memories in the past because
It just hurts.
it just hurts.
It's important to draw
Right.
upon that knowledge, though.
Nah, man, you gotta
Honestly-
grow past that. You can't let exes hurt you anymore. I've been realizing that so fucking much. Like,
Honestly, yeah.
I'm good friends with all my exes.
all of my exes, but like 2 fucking hate me.
Yeah.
So like, I can't say anything about that, but I can definitely be on the forefront of saying, viewing past relationships as an explicitly negative experience, associating past relationships with negative experiences, only leave the connotations in your head that make things way much worse. Because then you reflect on it, and as soon as you see reflecting patterns in current relationships, it sets off false red alarms.
Oh, and then you're like, no,
Yeah.
I can't do
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah,
red
yeah,
flags.
yeah, it sets off
That's how
red.
that's how I've been. Lately,
Yeah, and
you know?
that's why I say you can't view past, because like I've been doing the same thing. Like, I can't fucking lie. I've gone through the same thing. My current relationship, I let insecurities from past relationships cause issues that are currently going on in my relationship.
Yeah, it's probably easy to do.
It's
it really is,
extremely easy to do. And that's what made me view the fact of, like, I can't let what has happened to me in the past predetermine my future.
Yeah, dictating what you're going to do in the future.
It's that
Yeah.
weird line of learning from your past, but not letting it like restrict you.
Yeah, don't let the past control you, but learn from
Well,
it.
yeah, and that's a really hard thing to
Oh,
do
yeah.
because,
It's
like,
really hard.
I'm actually kind of good at doing that, to be honest. I might not seem like it, Zach, because I know you live with me. But
No,
I see those red flags from my past
No.
relationships and like current people that I have interest in, and sometimes I just kind of ignore it.
I
But
wouldn't disagree with you at all. Like, there is no part of me that would say that you hold your past relationships to an extreme weight. There are some things that I know are sensitive to you about past relationships that, like, it's like an amalgamation of things that are just like very fervent insecurities, and it's very small things that, like, I don't think you have any really huge things. It's the small things that add up that, like, deter you. And in, like, my case, it's the opposite. It's the big things that don't have to add up. Like, one big thing for me would be, like, one big thing for me is, like, 4 small things for you.
Okay, I can see that a little bit.
Because you don't have any, like, I'm sure you do, but I'm sure you've come to terms with them, and I haven't come to terms with mine because they've been reoccurring subsequential issues.
I'm just getting kind of really tired of dating right now, actually, to be honest. It really is a chore, and I have no interest in it because the quality, the fish in the sea, if you will, have just been polluted like Fukushima. Like The radiation has just crept in and turned the fish into thoughts.
There's no radiation.
Yeah, and there is radiation.
I know there's radiation. I know there's radiation.
But, like,
My taste in women is getting very diluted.
yeah, I was going to say, because, like, I feel like the fish in the sea are, I don't feel like they're, like, your analogy, well, I shouldn't say analogy, I should say metaphor.
What I mean by that, my metaphor, how can I put that into real terms, is
There are no real terms.
No, there are definitely real
the media
terms.
and culture is going towards this whole sexualized path.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
turning everybody into sexualized beings that just want to be entertained
No,
and
no,
get
no.
that
We just want to fuck.
Yeah.
No. I have something about this actually, and I don't want to deter the podcast onto a tangent.
Try to keep it short because we have a couple
don't.
more topics we got to cover before we get
I'll
into
make
the
it as
conspiracies.
short as I can, but this is a conspiracy in itself, which kind of leads into our next topic.
Yeah.
So, and I'll basically paraphrase it. But basically, the reason that our cultural shift has happened and why everything is happening the way it is right now, and this is also a conspiracy. This is a self-proclaimed conspiracy theory, because I've only met maybe a couple people who can sort of kind of back up or see the points that I'm making through this.
Okay.
But this falls back on kind of blaming male culture, too. In the early 60s, we developed something called the free love movement, which developed a big spring in like the polyamorous movement.
Summer of Love, 69.
Or the singularity movement of single men trying to
have sex with multiple females.
Yes.
And
that created this trophyized concept of
how many girls can I have sex with?
And it's not only how many, it's what's the hottest girl I can have sex with, which conceptualized the figurative belief of the female beauty standard now.
Well, that also coincides with the invention of birth control for women too.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
and
can be more
control,
I believe it was 19
fornicate.
Yeah, it was 1959, I believe. Also started the huge is when Gillette started their smear campaign of women overly grooming their bodies, shaving their arm hair, shaving their legs, shaving their armpits, removing all.
You're saying they encouraged that, the removal of the hair?
Yeah, it's a very well known.
I thought you said that they didn't, and I'm like, they sell razors. I feel like
they definitely did. They started the movement of women over conceptualizing grooming.
Listen, man, I grew up in an Italian family. I saw so much hair everywhere.
Yeah, so did I.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
I'm Italian, Russian, Canadian, French, and a little bit of Polish. So we just have hairy family
too.
everywhere. Oh, and a little bit of German and Irish.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ja. But
So what I'm pretty much picking up is that within the past 70 years is that we kind of regressed into more of a primal sense of desire. So that
for some people,
so natural selection. Let me bring up natural selection. So animals in the wild will mate with the other another mate that is genetically
desirable.
No. That's where you're getting it wrong. Is Darwinism proved that is true in a concept. But it's not.
It's the strongest genes survive. Not the attractiveness.
It's the psychological superiority is what causes genes to survive. Humans are the only thing that exists on this planet that does not have a sexual hierarchy in a sense. We do. We just don't label it. In any animalistic culture, there is an alpha, and that alpha gets to breed while others do not.
Oh, it's like King of the Hill in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people...
like lion prides.
Yeah. Wolves, lions,
well,
octopi.
I've heard weird things about the wolves where some people think that's full of shit.
Some animals are kind of different.
It is full of shit because the alpha wolf will only breed with females that it knows will 100% produce
give offspring.
Will produce offspring.
I know what you're talking about, but I want to bring up peacocks. So peacocks, when they go,
you want
to
see mine?
No.
Do you want to see my peacock?
My peacock.
He owns a peacock. You want to see it?
So peacocks in the wild, they have colorful feathers, right? And they during mating season, they will spread their wings as big and as colorful as they can.
Their ass feathers
to attract a mate. And another mate that sees them as a desirable genetic will mate with them.
Yeah, but
it's kind of like their.
But that's like
I'm saying, like it's kind of comparable to humans. How we kind of dress ourselves up and try to make ourselves the most attractive.
I want to add on that, because that's not how it works with humanity, though. Because
I feel like it kind of does.
No,
in a little way.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not how it works at all, because humanity is the only culture that has the consciousness we do. If that was the case, there would be
I see.
If that was the case, all right. No offense.
Still don't.
No, he's saying it's like an instinct for the peacock to do that. We're humans, we do it consciously for...
Yeah, we do it...
No, I don't agree with that.
No, you don't.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, we definitely do. And I'll tell you this. I can use this as a personal reference right now, because us as a friend group, and I'm sorry to exclude you guys.
That's all right. You don't know us.
I'm always excluded.
Us as a friend group, me, you, and the rest of our friend group, we all view you as the most attractive of our friend group. We have all social...
Thank you. Wow,
they had a vote.
This is such an honor.
They voted.
I didn't expect to win this award tonight.
We have all sociologically agreed that you are the most attractive in our group as a concise effort. And yet...
This has been a conscious decision.
This has been a conscious decision.
You guys have had meetings about this.
Yeah,
well, actually, this is a thing.
It's an amalgamation of things, because we've agreed that he is the most attractive.
It's a self-election.
Physically.
Yeah, Jake has a pretty face, and that allows him to get away with a lot.
It really does.
And that's
it
what
really does.
And that's what means a lot. But we have also agreed that Jake may be the physically most attractive, but personality attractive-wise...
I'm just joking, Jake. I'm sorry.
Personality.
Wow.
Jake doesn't have a garbage personality, but comparatively to other people in the friend group, his attractiveness may not foreshadow, but shadow ours. But personality-wise, our personalities will outshine his.
You think so?
Exponentially. We know so for the fact that
Awesome.
all right,
I've been coming out of my shell.
Listen,
all right,
Jake, no offense. I have a girlfriend right now, and I'll probably regret saying this, but I know for a fact that if me and you went to a bar together, I guarantee I could talk multiple,
because I'm not that kind of guy. I don't go out to the bar to meet women. I go out to the bar to hang out with friends.
Meet them at like a farmer's market.
In any sense, Tinder, whatever it may be, when it comes to a conversation point, that's what I'm saying, is it's not a subconscious thing for women. It's not based on attractiveness. It's based on an amalgamation of multiple things. Women have to have that precise ratio.
Maybe I'm hearing you wrong. Maybe I'm hearing you wrong. But basically what I'm hearing right now is, because we're conscious, the subconscious attractiveness is no longer subconscious.
Yeah.
But it's still a thing.
No.
It's still there.
Subconscious attractiveness is still there.
Let me ask
when
you a question.
Look at someone, you're not just like... sometimes you're not like...
Point. That was my point.
Let me ask you a question.
When you look
if
at
you
someone...
if you wanted to start a family, if you wanted to start a family...
I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Would you pick a woman who you thought wouldn't be a good mother?
That's a subjective question, because most of the women I've ever dated, and I've primarily tried to start a family, have proven to be terrible forebearers, in the sense of none of them have empathy or the sense of being able to provide for children.
They're into it for themselves.
Yeah, and that's what separates... That's what I'm getting to, is that's what separates humanity from the animal kingdom, is we have that conscious decision of being like, we're not in this to produce and provide, we're in this for ourselves.
For the fun, for the moment, for the pleasure.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're one of few creatures that actually have sex for fun.
Yeah. I think
dolphins,
dolphins and like
chimps.
Dolphins, chimpanzees,
bonobos, man.
Yeah,
bonobos, and there's a type of weasel that they found that does it too, and I can't remember the exact type. But
bonobos. It's bonobo, by the way.
That's not a weasel.
Yeah, it's bonobo.
Bonobos are a monkey, but there's a type of weasel that does
that'll
it
do it
too.
Okay.
Wow. Like, we're one of the very few and all of those creatures they have done brain scans to prove that they have a higher cognitive function, which means that they have an elevated level of consciousness compared
It's like compassion almost?
No.
No?
Do you think that the fucking raises consciousness?
No. I don't. Because
I've seen some really
no,
dumb people that have a lot
no.
of sex.
All right, no.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
compare it to animals, look at rabbits. Rabbits breed more than almost any. Rabbits
Yeah.
and mice breed more than any other animal in the planet,
Are those any more
basically.
conscious than us?
And I mean, they've proven that.
I don't know about that.
They've proven that mice have a empathetic response similar to humans, but they have nowhere near the learning capacity that we do, which kind of
I couldn't get through one of those fucking mazes, dude.
Oh,
I couldn't do it.
Not by smell alone. Fuck no.
I'd have
I
to
just don't care about cheese enough, you know?
Bro, I definitely
I
care
do.
about cheese.
I
enough.
fucking love
Really?
cheese.
I love how
love
we started
cheese.
talking
Cheese
about
is my
it.
life.
I love how we started talking about our days, starting with Antonio, and now we're just a whole
Okay.
other direction.
All
So
right.
Right?
Let's try
So-
to bring it back.
so
now.
not-
so
not to-
Zach. No, hold on. I'm gonna stop you there because you're
Stop
talking
you
a
there.
lot. I'm gonna say I agree with you to a point.
Yep.
So our basic.
I'm not even
instinct,
sure I still understand.
I understand what he's saying. It's that we're conscious human beings, and it comes down to a lot more than just physical looks.
There's a
at
deep
the end of the day.
thing for it.
But
Yeah.
just basing a book on its cover, us as humans will find a mate that we're attracted to.
You have to
Exactly.
trust someone with your genetic material.
And then it comes down to their personality if we really want to keep them around.
Yeah.
Sticks.
So, I can agree with you to a point, an extent.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
wasn't.
can agree with you wholeheartedly.
That wasn't
honestly.
the direct relation I was making, because, like I was saying with the free love movement, like it started the trophy wife system.
Oh, yeah.
Now, are guys really trying to only, if you will, impregnate the prime of ladies, or do you think
No.
guys are willing to just like, if you can get it, you'll spread it?
Everybody's
Like, is that what your
That-
body's telling
everybody's
you?
No, that's what I meant by consciousness,
Everybody's
but that's
different.
still a tangent from
Different
like
levels of
the
sexuality.
consequential
like,
subject of
how
like
sexually charged you are.
the trophy wife system, and I believe you mentioned it, or you did. We're going back to our animalistic
Matt or Jake.
roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt or Jake. I'm sorry.
It was me.
From state.
But you mentioned that we're going back to our animalistic roots, and that's the sense of the trophy wife system, but in a reverse.
I wish I could
Is-
be a trophy wife.
Is that
Honestly, same.
males reversed
I'm
the
good.
males reversed the animalistic system of the trophy wife is viewed as the alpha female. That is the final result.
Okay.
And men are constantly
Like
in
killer
this-
whale pods.
And men are constantly in this like theta stage, which if you think about it, it goes like alpha, beta, theta, omega.
Okay.
And like a hierarchical scale of like take wolves for example.
I
That's
fucking
how the
love
scale
Kenny
goes.
Omega.
Okay. So you end up with the alpha and the omega, which are both male and female, but you also end up with the beta.
Beta.
Of both.
Yeah.
Alpha both exhibit extremely dominant characteristics in
High
both.
testosterone.
No. That's the difference, though, is people think that because that's a conscious decision.
Oh, you're
we
saying
made.
alpha and omega exist in both males and females.
Yeah, but like in a sense of
duh.
yeah, but in a sense of,
Okay.
but they are figuratively equal and opposite.
Okay.
So like the thing that we portray alpha males as now, quote, as the internet calls it or likes to refer to it as
male.
no, as quote chads.
Oh,
Chad.
Chads are
What's
not
up, Chad?
no
How you
Chad
doing,
Chaddington
Chad?
from Chad Estates. Is that you, Chad?
You gonna chat around here, Chad?
Oh my god.
Chad.
I was with Chad last night.
Yeah, what
but
did Chad
chads
do?
are not alpha males.
Yeah.
Because women don't view them as alpha males. If you think of the Chad mentality and figuratively look at it from a female's perspective,
Chads are
Mo-
fun, but they're
I
not
can't do
someone
that.
I'd want to
I
have
lack
a
the
baby
empathy.
with.
which means that Chads, in theory, they're not even betas.
They're not
They're-
winning.
They're theta material because women use them as a social stepping
It's a
stone.
sex object.
To feel
Sorta.
comfortable with
Chads
themselves.
are
No.
their dildos.
No. You're looking at it from a male perspective. Like I said, you have to view this as a 100% female perspective.
Can
And
you
I've
really
talked-
do that though?
Right.
Yes, because
I
all
can't
of
do
my
that.
friends.
You've never been a woman.
No, but
been
all of
raised
my
by
friends.
women.
I have not had a male
Father figure.
male figure in my.
Ouch.
Yeah, no, in general, like a male figure in my life. All of the people that raised me, all of my teachers, everything from birth up until my latter ends of high school, everyone that has been in my life has been all female.
Listen, I've had male figures in my life, but for long periods of my life, basically I only associated with girls, like when I was younger and stuff. I'm going to say this again. You can have empathy. You can try to look through things through a female perspective, but you really, at the end of the day, just can't do it. I'm saying that in a physical sense.
Like you don't
physically,
have the estrogen
what's going on in your body because of your XY chromosome, you literally. Well, actually, this might go the other way. I have read with the XY. Some people think that guys have a better ability to empathize with women than women have an ability to empathize with men, because if you don't have a Y chromosome, how can you adjust your viewpoint for what's happening in the brain of someone who has that Y chromosome?
Scientifically, I agree with that completely. I can't argue with that statement at all, but you have to think of it as
you're making an educated guess.
Yes, you're making an intelligent assumption or a hypothesis.
Educated guess.
A guesstimate.
Yeah, a
guesstimate.
A guesstimate.
You're
a hypothesis.
You're a guest.
You're a guest on the show.
Because it's been.
So for being the guest on the show, please
give us a guesstimate.
Give us a guesstimate.
A guesstimate on
anything.
My theory?
Talk about beluga whales. No, I'm kidding.
So let's go to the next person. Enough about Antonio's segment.
So how was your weekend, Jacob?
Mine.
That was quite the
fantastic.
tangent. Holy moly.
It was very.
Everything that just happened was my weekend.
We really have to work on that.
Yeah.
We go into tangents too much.
I mean, honestly, dude,
Well,
I'm starting to think it's a mistake to say, hey, the topic today is going to be this.
Yeah, we should just talk about
Yeah,
whatever.
honestly.
Yeah.
And then we come up with the title after the podcast.
After we talk about
Yeah,
something
all
that's
right.
on our minds. I said side
We're
quest.
putting
I
that
mentioned that.
into.
That's the note.
We're putting that in the notes.
It's the major takeaway from tonight so far.
Honestly, yeah.
Jacob, how was your weekend?
My week.
Or your day? Whatever
Everything.
you wanna
What's
talk
the
about.
last 7 days? Everybody
last
shut up!
Jacob's talking.
The last 7 days were pretty. We're pretty great, honestly. I went up north after work on Friday.
Where'd you go to?
Went to the UP, Upper
Ooh.
Peninsula. You know, Ballyhoo Boys Podcast takes place in Detroit, Michigan. Everybody.
Uh-huh.
So I went up to the Upper Peninsula
Day 12.
with my friend Bobby, and we went and visited my friend Dickie at his house up in Marquette.
Oh,
that's
Dickie
cool.
goes to school up there?
Dickie does go to school up in Marquette. Yeah.
Cool.
I drove past Marquette, another 89 miles to Houghton to visit my friend whose roommate was named Bobby. About maybe 2 weeks
Bobby
before
was
you
the
were
friend I
there?
drove up with.
Oh,
Dickie
no,
was
no.
the guy I was staying with.
Yeah.
So I was staying at Dickie's house with his like 4 other roommates.
Is his
That's
first
really
name
far
Lil?
north.
Will, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, I can't disclose his first name.
No, it's
All
just
right.
Dickie.
It's an alias.
Yeah,
Dixon.
we call him
Dixon.
Dickie. You know, it's just how it is.
Dick
It's how it
Bert.
works in the friend group.
Dickerson.
And that was a really fun time. You know, the whole drive I was just chilling, listening to music. I was DJing pretty much.
you were
I
DJing.
didn't drive.
You had your whole set in the car?
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
you know, I was just DJing the passenger seat on the whole way up. I fell asleep maybe a couple times, but
Long drive.
It really was, but it's a very beautiful drive.
Yeah.
I love doing it every time. It never gets old.
Do it on a
Never gets
motorcycle,
old.
man. It's awesome.
Oh fuck, dude!
When I went, it was
Crossing
the
the
first
bridge
time.
on the
Please,
motorcycle, it's
like
amazing.
I'm trying to fix up my bike. I'm saving up some money. I'm looking into parts.
I gave you lessons already.
Yeah, you already gave me lessons.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Get on
For
that
as
bike.
for as odd as Matt is sometimes, he does know a lot of shit.
I do.
Hey man, I told you buy the engine. I'll help you put it in.
Oh shit, I forgot you had a hat on.
I think I took mine off.
Your
yeah, I
hair's
did.
crazy. Wow.
Wow.
It's
Good
a
thing we're
lot
not
of
doing a
fun.
live
Little
video.
triple P.
Yeah. There you go. You gotta
So
do a
okay,
little
so
shake-off.
to not diverge, so it was pretty good. I went hiking a lot. I went to the local breweries. There's a really cool brewery. It's called Blackwater Brewery.
Heard of it.
They have this really nice beer. It's called the 51K.
Okay.
So the weekend we were up there, which was funny, the weekend we were up there, they were doing a marathon, and the 51K is pretty much like inspired from a marathon. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, 51 kilometers?
At the end of the
Yeah.
first marathon, they died.
I don't know. It's
Go
like
on.
it's a pretty big outdoorsy athletic city.
Uh-huh.
Every day we'd drive around and we'd see people walking and riding bikes and just hanging out outside. It's a very big college town, so there's a lot of nice looking people.
For sure.
What does that mean?
Well, maybe if you stop making dumbass faces, I'd tell you.
I'm just. Who
He's
knows?
just living, man.
He's just living his best life.
I'm just practicing my autonomy.
Hey man.
Getting comfortable in your body.
There you go.
Yes.
Love yourself, Antonio.
I try. Sometimes it's hard. Go on.
Same.
Yeah, as I continue. So I saw a really nice view of the whole city. We went to this mountain. I forgot what the mountain was called.
No, pinkies out.
And we went at night, and it was really cool to see the whole city lit up. Just a big
Marquette?
view.
From the mountain.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was kind of like it was a smaller mountain.
Yeah, I went on a smaller mountain
But
too.
you had a look out of the whole city.
Yeah, the whole city, the water.
Wow.
You see the painted
mountain
rocks?
Ridge. No.
Pictured rocks, did you mean?
Oh, the pictured rocks. Yeah, the pictured
No,
rocks.
I didn't see those. Those are pretty close.
Right before
actually.
you went up, if you drive through it, you can see them in the distance on the water.
Yeah.
But a
Amazing.
couple weeks before you went, a huge section of them fell when
Yeah.
kayakers were out there. Nobody got hurt, but I mean, there's still a lot
crazy.
up there.
There's
But
drone
yeah,
footage of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, the
Crazy.
person who had that video must have been like,
Holy crap.
"Oh my god, I
Yeah,
got this!
I got it.
Maybe
I
it was
finally
planned.
did it.
Maybe it was planned.
Dynamite.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
There you go.
I've literally never been out that way, so
It was the first time
Oh.
for me. It was beautiful. It's a long ass drive though.
It's amazing.
Sucks.
No, it was great though. We went to the Black Rocks. You know, you can cliff jump.
Nice.
But we did that all at night, so you couldn't really see
Mm.
shit.
You cliff jumped at night?
I was going to.
Yeah.
I was really hoping I could, but we didn't get there. I was hoping to do it before the sun went down, or like
skinny dip, like that type of thing, or
just
like
go in my
bathing
underwear.
suit? Okay, underwear. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
superior, man. It's cold.
Yeah, it was really. It
Dude,
was really
the
cold.
water.
It's freeing though, doing it
is-
naked. It
That's
really
what
is.
that's the
I mean,
only
it
thing
is,
that
but
like
it's
made me
cold.
second guess. I probably would have done it at night if it was like warmer water, but it's Lake Superior.
It's like 40 degrees at night.
You jump in, you could literally get like
You get hyperthermia and die.
yeah, you can go your shock.
And
There's no sand.
there's-
It's all rocks.
There's
Yeah,
riptides too
honestly.
that'll pull you out. You know, if you're
That's
Well,
a
not
gr-
in this
well-
little cove. It's like a little cove.
Oh, okay. So that's calm water.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're good to go.
and but we went back during the day, the next day,
Uh-huh.
and I got to see the view of Marquette during the day, and it was just breathtaking, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then we went hiking a little bit.
Nice.
I climbed some cliffs because why not?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really good. Then I got back. I don't know. I did the thing. Saw some people. Got my things in order, and went to work.
That's really hurtful, Antonio.
Sorry, man.
He
Go on,
wrote-
Jacob. No, it's fine.
What
Just
did
go
you
ahead,
write on his
Jacob.
paper?
I said something.
He wrote he put UR, so the letter U and the letter R space gay space XD.
I don't know what's so funny about that.
Nothing's funny about it.
It's really hurtful, actually, man.
I'm sorry.
It's really hurtful.
No.
Antonio, what the hell, man?
He calls me that all the time.
What have I? Okay, whatever. Continue on.
maybe it just
Yeah.
means you're really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really happy.
So
Allegedly.
when I got back, I actually
Wow.
had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, which was fun. I went to this alternative like health doctor.
A chiropractor?
No, I mean they do chiropractic at.
I go to
the
a
place. It's in
chiropractor.
Grosse
I'm not
Pointe.
hating. I like chiropractic.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It is. It
That's
is kind of like
conspiracy.
a. It is kind of.
It is a conspiracy.
and honestly, it's not acknowledged in the medical community, really.
They think you're a quack.
You're quacks.
Right. Yeah, but no, it has a lot of benefits. But no, I went to this alternative health doctor. It's in Grosse Pointe. Some alternative health, but it was
How-
really cool. What?
Nothing, go ahead. I was going to say how alternative.
I'm about to get into that.
Go
So-
ahead, Jacob.
The doctor put me on this table to find out what's wrong with me, right? Instead of just asking me questions, like they did ask me like some pretty general health questions, but to really get down to the root of
Yeah.
my issues, what's wrong with my body.
Did you
is-
Reiki on you?
What?
Did he do Reiki on you?
No.
Okay.
No. It's if you could take like Reiki and make it medically
I don't know where this is going, but I love it. I
if
love
you
it.
could just like make
what
it
is
legit.
what is Reiki?
Okay, so
I don't want to
Oh,
diverge
no, okay.
too much.
He'll explain
but-
Reiki in a second, but Jacob, continue.
Explain Reiki, just give it a quick
Okay.
definition.
Quick.
Reiki is the spiritualistic study of cellular healing through manipulation of physical non-physical energy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you
Okay,
go.
got it.
So
okay.
they don't do that. But I walk into their little little doctor room, and I see like the chiropractic table, and I see the shelf of just all these little vials, and they're all labeled, and I can't really understand.
Were they like people in there?
No.
Okay.
It was just me and then my mom that took me because
Okay.
I
You needed support.
Yeah, I needed that support. I really didn't want to like find out I have cancer, by myself.
From a quack doctor.
From a quack doctor. Right. So.
Wait. Conspiratorial quack doctor.
Conspiratorial quack doctor.
Because you can't just label them.
I got you. Conspiratorial quack doctor.
My cousin's a chiropractor, and one time I was telling him some weird shit, and he's like, "You sound like a conspiracy theorist," and I was like, "Your job is a conspiracy." I'm like, "You never looked into that?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You're."
All right. So to get back, he tells me to lay down on this table, and I'm laying down on my back, and he tells me to put my hand up. So I put my arm completely like straight up, no, like 90 degrees with my body.
Okay.
And he tells me to like put some pressure on my arm to like try to push it towards my head as he like holds back on it, and then puts these little vials of different metals and liquids and just elements on my body.
Some mercury.
He put some... No, not mercury.
That's how the first emperor of China died.
I didn't see what he was putting on me. I kind of had my eyes closed because I was tired as shit.
You're afraid.
You were afraid to see the truth.
No, I was actually really tired. I was on like 1 hour of sleep. I had a fun night.
Maybe you need to sleep more. That's your problem.
That is probably a big issue.
I know honestly, a lot of people, including myself.
Let me continue, actually.
Why?
That's funny.
Okay.
So, so I'm like pushing my hand back as he's like feeling all these different pressure points on my body and these metals, and he's just like,
you probably like that.
That's why I wrote him that message.
Right. So
the foresight.
Okay, continue on.
No idea what you're talking about.
Continue on. The doctor liked touching you. Continue on.
Afterbirth.
Yeah. So he told me that pretty much I'm lactose intolerant, which I kind of am.
Okay.
And my adrenal glands are shot. And that's why I don't have as much energy as I should, and I'm always fatigued.
Your adrenal glands?
I didn't even have to tell him that shit, and he already figured it out.
Describe it to me. Is that like adrenaline related?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Your adrenal
Zach's
glands
got something to say
release energy into your body.
Do you think it's because you do so much stuff in the entertainment industry, if you will, that you're just used to that kind of sensation, so now your body is dulled to it?
No.
No, because I've been doing that longer than how I've been feeling tired. Or no, I've been doing that less than how long I've been feeling tired.
There's actually like a medical diagnosis behind, not just like what you call a quack doctor, but it's called severance of CNS, which is your central nervous system. Your adrenal glands are directly connected to your central nervous system.
He said my immune system is also pretty weak.
Yeah,
which I don't really get sick.
You drink and smoke.
No. I mean, like, it's understandable that your immune system would be affected by it, too, but you might not be getting sick. It's just your body's not producing enough antibodies to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Basically, your adrenal glands are part of your CNS, which is your central nervous system, which controls the general overall motor functions of your body, not quite your... It's more or less related to your musculoskeletal functions of your body. And that also controls your sleep cycles, how sore you are, and when your body feels like it's lacking the necessary functions to provide that, it triggers your brain to overproduce specific chemicals, which causes, like Jake said, like it's like a less severe form of like seasonal depression. It's like temporary depression to where you're severely lackadaisical, you're tired, you lack motivation,
you don't feel like doing anything.
Yeah,
it's like you smoke weed every day.
No, it's much worse than that.
Yeah,
because I've fried my CNS before. Like I fried it working out. Actually, I deadlifted way higher than I was supposed to because I used
working out. You do?
Yeah, I used to work out like every single day, and I used to be much bigger than I was now, like at least muscularly, and I fried my CNS, and without vitamins and without a diagnosis, it definitely took me like 3.5 weeks to recover.
Yeah.
But, like, it is a very miserable time because your body feels numb to all response. Like,
honestly, yeah.
You don't feel hungry, all that.
You don't feel hungry. You don't feel tired. Your emotions are kind of... It affects everything all at once because your body feels like it's in a state of...
It's like you're just there.
Yeah, no. It's not. It feels like you're not there. It's like your body, it's not a mental thing. It's like your body is disassociating from your mind at that point. It's like...
No, that's what I meant. Like, your body's there, but, like, you're not.
No, mentally you're there. Your body's not there. Your body doesn't feel anything. Your brain still works the same way. your emotions still work the same way, but your body is so fucked up that your body is telling your brain, like, you need these things, and if you don't listen to me, bad things are going to fucking happen.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And then that sends your brain into a state of panic, which causes all those other things to happen, because then your brain's like, I have to fix everything that's going on in my body at once, or my body's going to fail, which is what happens when your CNS, when you fry your CNS.
So what did the doc... What did this doctor say to you to fix this problem?
I got to go back in like a week, and he's going to give me like some supplements that I'm just going to start taking, and it should like kind of put my adrenal glands back into
force.
like fluctuate. I don't know. I should like put them back
super
in
male
check.
vitality.
Have you ever tried vitamin D at all? D3?
Okay, before you continue on,
What?
thank you for bringing that up. Have you ever taken a vitamin D supplement?
Ever?
Yeah, I used to take drops in the winter.
Okay. My whole life, I never took any sort of like pill or supplement for vitamin D.
Oh, I love this.
And then, I mean, I still feel like shit, but for a long time, I felt really, really like shit. And one time, I had blood work done, and they told me, yeah, you're low on vitamin D.
Same.
And like 5 months went by. I did nothing to correct that. I didn't even really think about it. And then I came over here once, and Matt took a vitamin D thing, and I was like, oh, why are you taking that? And he's like, oh, my doctor said to, and he's like, it makes me feel good. I'm like, it makes you feel good?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And he gave me like a couple, like 5 of these vitamin D things to try out. He's like, just see how you feel. I'm like, okay. So I took one that night, and when I woke up the next morning, it was like one of the few times in my life where when I woke up, I was up.
Yep.
I felt good.
Clarity.
I felt ready to go. I felt motivated.
Yep.
And I would take these, not every day, because I'm always fishy about taking vitamins or multivitamins every day.
Your body get used to it.
Yeah, your body gets used to it and it
I
stops
was gonna bring
producing
that
it.
up.
So it's like I would take maybe 2 or 3 of these vitamin D supplements a week, and like the more, because I'd take them at night, I'd wake up, and every morning after I took them, I don't know if it was a placebo effect or if it was just me actually feeling better, but it was like I felt great. It was like I was taking an antidepressant.
Yeah, it's
and
like
I've
a
taken
natural-
antidepressants,
it's a
and those don't
natural-
really feel like this did. It
It's a
was
natural mood
great.
booster.
It was
Yeah.
great.
I was
Yeah.
taking it in the winter. I have these drops, and each
Seasonal
drop is
depression.
Like
shit
eye drops?
that. No, drops. You put them in your
In your
like,
mouth?
underneath your tongue.
Like kind of like a
Each drop
like a
is
super
like 1,000 units of
like a
vitamin
drop
D.
pop.
Oh, mine's
Milligrams.
2,000 units for
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, so like
Pills.
2 drops underneath the tongue, I get 2,000 units.
Juicy drop pops.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
shit like
Follow
that.
us.
Gushers.
Trying to get sponsored.
Yeah.
I
Vitamin
love
D's
Gushers,
awesome.
but it's like eating a pimple.
Yeah, it kind of is. I feel you.
Oh, God.
Gushers, follow us.
So yeah, I mean, I just got to take these supplements, I guess, and I probably should start doing more vitamin D, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
I still have
Pokemon.
like half my little vial of drops to do.
I'm sure he's gonna give you like vitamin D, L-arginine, a vitamin B6 or B12
12,
supplement, and then
Make sure
Maybe
you-
vitamin C.
Make sure you call him a quack.
Well,
no,
I feel like-
I don't think vitamin C, because when you mix vitamin D and L-arginine, because L-arginine's basically the same chemical that's in garlic, which causes your capillaries and arteries to expand.
Really?
Yeah, so it causes you to produce more red blood cells, which causes your veins and arteries and stuff to expand,
Ooh.
which also eliminates a lot of plaque within your blood vessels and stuff like that. It's actually really healthy,
Huh.
especially for men who eat like
Trash.
a lot of soy or like trash. Yeah, to
Yeah.
take an L-arginine supplement because it increases your blood flow significantly.
Maybe I should do that. I eat like shit.
I
Yeah,
eat
maybe.
like shit too, because I only eat like once every 2 or
maybe.
3 days, and it's always fast food.
Dude, I still eat fast food, but I've been eating less of it.
Taco Bell.
But it blows my
Yeah.
mind
That's it.
how good I feel if I go even just like 2 or 3 days without eating any junk, and I actually just eat like homemade meals that aren't horrible for you.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, it's almost like it makes an impact.
I've been
And it do.
I've been looking up recipes.
really do.
I've been trying to get like a as a better chef because like my home meals
It's from the guy who
Bro,
fucking
just-
uses ragu.
Just
are
come
really
over.
basic.
Just come over.
I don't
will-
use ragu. Look at my shelf. I got some cool
I
stuff.
will-
He's got that prego.
You
Bro,
got that?
I
He's
will-
got
now.
prego.
If you come over and want to learn how to cook, I worked.
Oh shit!
I worked under.
Weren't you like a line chef?
Yeah, I worked directly under a chef,
cook?
and I
Yeah.
would no.
No.
I worked directly under a chef,
head chef.
and I and
Oh,
I
I
was
remember you telling me this.
and I was an assistant to a sous chef at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like
here
Gordon
in
Ramsay
St.
kinda
Clair
shit?
Shores.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, except I wasn't getting screamed at and yelled at because they knew I had no cooking background whatsoever, so they took their time to
This
teach
chicken's
me everything
fucking raw.
properly.
I've just recently learned about the power of seasoning food.
Wow.
Oh my
That-
god!
Holy
I'm not kidding.
shit, you're
like
white.
this year.
That is
That's the
disgusting.
exceptional.
This year
You're
I learned how to
disgusting.
season food.
Matt,
Matt.
stop
Properly.
being so
no,
white.
No, he's not that white because yesterday at
Oh,
Taco
he is
Bell.
that white.
No, because yesterday
No,
at
come
Taco
on.
Bell, I definitely heard.
Oh my god, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, a high school aged
Yeah.
kid say, "I don't eat spicy food."
Yeah.
Well, at Taco Bell,
Yeah.
with no sauce on his plates whatsoever.
Garbage.
And I was just like, if that's spicy, then you definitely think
You
like
don't know anything.
mayo, ketchup, and Tabasco sauce are
It's
spicy.
super spicy. Yeah, that's not spicy at all.
Like me putting a little bit of tarragon, salt, pepper, and maybe a dash of smoked paprika on a steak would be too spicy.
All
Oh,
right,
exactly.
all right.
Yes,
So
we're.
let me finish, and then we can move on to Matt.
Oh,
and just
God.
make fun of him for the next 10 minutes.
Do we have?
We
to?
never made fun of you. I might have. I don't remember.
Says the guy that made fun of me. So,
Listen, I gotta make fun of you because Matt won't.
So honestly, my doctor, he just told me to sleep
Oh, shit.
more. Yeah, I've been getting like 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night.
Wow, it's
not
kind of
good.
like
But
you need
last
8.
night,
You need 2 REM cycles, dude. You need at least
8.
6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours at minimum. 8
last
best.
night I got 8. This
Oh.
morning, I woke up, I was feeling great.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I woke up, I was feeling good. I was
Jacob.
feeling myself. I'm here today. I'm talking.
Jacob, sleep is good.
It's really,
Yeah.
really good.
It's just hard to do when you're on so many different.
Painkillers.
Yeah.
Meds.
Yep.
Do you want me to go into my day now?
You ever play Pokemon?
No, I was gonna finish up. I'm looking forward to this week. You know, this weekend actually. I work tomorrow. I'm working at doing that lighting shit. You know, and then Sunday I'm getting ready to go to the Growlers, come to the Majestic Theater, and it's gonna be a pretty good show. I'm taking my friend Ryan. It's his birthday.
It's Ryan's birthday. I like Ryan because he likes wrestling.
It's Ryan's birthday on
Happy-
Sunday.
Happy early birthday, Ryan. Or
He added me on Facebook.
Or belated birthday, depending on when this
Yeah,
comes
Ryan.
out.
Add Antonio on Facebook.
No,
did.
don't do that. I don't make any posts. You're not gonna like what you see.
You're just gonna see a bunch of old pictures from like.
It's actually
2015.
unfortunate.
Yeah, you don't post anything.
I usually make one post a year, and it surprises me because it usually gets a lot of interaction.
Hey, thank you for all the birthday wishes.
No, I
No,
don't
it's
even
not
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
I literally don't. Years ago, I stopped saying thank you to anybody on the birthday wishes. I used to do the individual, every message I'd go through, give a personalized saying thank you so much. Then eventually it was the single status, like thank you everybody. The last 3 years,
Yeah, that's how
I
I am.
have not. If you text me or call me, I will have a conversation with you.
Yep.
If you send me a Facebook thing, you're not getting shit back. You are not.
Yeah.
And it's like
I'm at that point now. Honestly, this year I'm about to turn 23 in October, and I'm just like,
nobody likes you. And
Honestly, yeah.
when you're 23.
23
and,
is the worst.
yeah,
year.
Blink 182 is
No,
right.
I got no. They are fucking wrong because everyone loved me at 23, and since I've turned 24,
They
I've
thought
been
they loved you.
and since I've
They
turned
thought-
24, I've been the loneliest I think I've ever been in.
Well, you're
my
24
life,
and there's so much
It's
more.
because you have a
So
girlfriend.
much more.
No, it's because all of my friends work night shift, and I'm the only one that works day shift like a normal human being.
Wait, what was I
Yeah,
just
so it's
saying?
separate hours.
What were we just saying?
You were talking about.
Facebook.
We were
Facebook
talking
posts.
about
Okay.
how Jake was finishing up his
Oh, no, no,
segment
no.
so Matt could talk.
no.
about
Yeah.
it.
Before Matt
I
starts,
went on another
I make like
divergent.
1 or 2 Facebook posts a year, and I'm always shocked about how much interaction happens on them.
Yeah.
And half of the interaction is, "Oh my God, you made a post." I'm just like, "Yep, that's me."
Antonio's not dead.
I'm just gonna wow react the next one you make.
Dude, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
really
gonna
update.
I'm gonna go online right now.
You're gonna make one?
Hey, how about you share our podcast?
No,
He won't.
sorry.
He won't.
I just won't do it. I don't do anything. I'm gonna go on my Facebook and see the last post I made and see when it was made.
All right,
well,
so
while
Matt.
he does that, Matt.
Cool. Okay, so my weekend.
I just want to finish off. Everybody, I'm having a good week. It's
That's
good. I
good.
wanna
I'm
say
proud
that.
of you.
Aside from what my doctor said, I'm having a pretty good week.
That's good, man.
Now that I'm like deciding to sleep more, I'm feeling pretty good.
Sleep is good, man.
Maybe I don't need supplements. Maybe I just need to actually sleep.
You know what?
I think I told you that like a week ago.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
You want to know? Okay, before you start, man,
Yeah.
just
I'll
that
sleep
that,
when I'm dead, though.
that line of logic. That's how I feel. That line of logic you just
Same.
said. This kid I used to work with, he was a lot younger than me. I knew he smoked weed, and I knew he smoked weed way too much. And it's like, teach their own, but whatever. He got fired, sort of.
Ow.
He stopped working. I didn't talk to him for months. And I know who he is. And I hear because his friends also work there, so they tell me like updates with his life. He texted me when I was in the UP. He texted me one day and goes, "Hey, Antonio, can I get some advice?" And I was like, sure, what's up? And he's like,
You, of all people.
yeah, he's like, how do I feel like the will to do again? I just feel like doing nothing all day, every day. And I just texted him back,
Stop smoking.
stop smoking weed. He didn't reply for 20 minutes, and then he texted me back, that's fair. And that was the
Yeah.
conversation. It's like he knows it. You know it. You just need someone to tell you. It's like, fucking watch yourself, dude.
Yeah. You
No,
gotta
yeah.
moderate it.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Everything is good in moderation.
In moderation.
Yeah.
Stop going to extremes. Sugar, everything. Sex.
Is
everything can
Agent
be
Orange
addictive.
good in
I
moderation?
gotta stop eating
Huh?
cheese now. It's like
I
the-
mean,
This
maybe
is the
not
downfall
Agent
here, guys.
Orange and cyanide. Those are probably the only.
I mean, cyanide's and apple seeds. I eat apple seeds. They don't kill me. It's
Yeah,
not
but
enough.
it's
It's not enough.
you actually have to eat 200 apple seeds to actually have a fatal dose of cyanide.
Luckily, I
No,
only ever eat
it-
2.
It's 200. It's 291
Thousand.
grams. No,
Million.
no, it's 291 grams.
The
I
Bilderberg
think.
group.
Of
For it
apple
to
seeds?
even start to affect you, it wouldn't be a fatal
Skull and
dose.
I
bones.
think it actually only takes like 20.
Freemasons.
Stop saying stuff.
Rosicrucians.
Just
You
saying
need to
shit.
watch
Stop
yourself.
saying shit.
Knights
Antonio.
of Columbus.
You gotta get us all put on the blacklist and killed.
We already are. Look at us. Disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sure the government's already tracking my IP.
You know
Probably.
what? Okay, dude. This freaked me out. When I was maybe 19 or 20, we live near an Air Force base. Like it's
Like Selfridge.
yeah, it's a good half hour north of Detroit. So I assume
Was it Selfridge?
I'm assuming it is.
Because that's a half hour from Detroit.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Is it north?
Yes, it's north
Okay,
of
yeah,
Detroit.
probably Selfridge.
So it's like it is to be expected to see some strange things sometimes because God knows what they're doing.
Dude, did you see a UFO?
Okay, so I was out smoking a cigarette one night,
I have.
and I was out. It was like 3 a.m. I'm looking up at the night sky. I'm just outside by myself, and in the blackness, these 2 lights appear, like the lights you'd see on a plane, but they literally just showed up. And I remember thinking to myself, did that really just happen? Like, as I'm watching it, this all happened in a span of 2 seconds. Like, I had my hand on my phone, but I wouldn't, remove eye contact. So if it did something, I wanted to see it. But in a span of like 3 seconds, these 2 lights appeared in the abyss, and then faster than anything I've seen in my life, went straight south. And I was like, oh my God. So I started telling a bunch of people, and I used a very specific phrase. I said, have you seen orange parallel lights? That's how I described it. Have you seen orange parallel lights show up in the night sky? And nobody had. And unless someone was fucking with me, this is what happens next.
Can I interject?
No.
What year was this? If you say 2007 or 2008,
No.
okay.
No. Probably like closer to 2014, 15, 16, somewhere in
I
there.
actually had a UFO experience around that time.
So, I go on a subreddit for UFOs. I go on a subreddit maybe 2 months after, and there's a post by a user. The title of the post is Orange Parallel Lights. And I click on it, and the user
No shit.
says, hello, everyone. I'm from the Detroit area, and I was in this area, which was close to where I live, and I saw these orange parallel lights pop up in the night sky, and then, fast as I've ever seen, go away. So instead of commenting on this post, stop it! So instead of commenting on this post,
Fucking mad.
I send the user a private message saying, I saw the same thing. They never responded. Then they deleted their account. And then I thought, did I just get fished?
Did you just get fished?
I probably did.
You probably got fished.
Freaked me out.
They're now following you. You're a witness. They have to MIB flash you.
Yeah, they got to flash your brain
memory.
now.
Yep.
That's a conspiracy in itself.
That's crazy.
The last post I made on Facebook, if it's September now,
You finally pulled that up.
It's shitty connection down
it was
here.
the first week of March. I
My
said,
bad.
don't give up your uniqueness. That's all I said.
What was it, March 28th?
It was the first week of March. Well, no. The reason I said don't give up your uniqueness is I believe as people, metaphysically, we're all equal. And we all have very, very different experiences from each other. There might be similar things, but we all experience things in a very incredibly, radically different way.
Yeah,
Yes.
all makes us unique.
So
Twins have different experiences.
that makes us unique. So I don't like, and sometimes I think I'm guilty of this with certain people, I don't like when you're part of something or you're part of a movement or you're part of an idea where it involves a ton of people thinking the same way, reciting the same thing, because it's like,
group thought.
if you can be replaced with any other person in your friend
Hive
group,
mentality.
yeah, and you can
Yeah.
have the same conversation, it's like, what's the point of even having the conversation with you? I want to hear your unique opinion and intake about something. I don't want to hear what your friends told you what's going on. Like, I want to hear what you think's going on. And I'm not expecting you to be right or wrong. I just want to know.
It's cool that you bring that up, but it's so weird to bring that up too, because individualism has never existed.
That's
I mean, mostly, yeah. I mean, people are influenced by everything, especially other
Exactly.
people.
Individualism has never existed because of
What are you, a
influence.
Satanist?
I don't know what you're talking about, Zach. I'm very individual. I don't follow the trends, all right? I took so much acid that I have my own opinion on everything, all right?
That's insightful.
I just have to pee.
All right. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because I have nothing
please
but
do.
semi-hurtful words
Yeah, please
to say
do.
about that.
I kind of want to hear them.
No, maybe.
Yeah, let's roast Jake. Everybody roast
roast
Jacob.
Jake.
Please stop.
I don't want to roast Jake, but you
No, we're
saying
roasting
One
Jake.
roast. One
All right.
roast.
Listen.
you say you're individualistic,
s-
but
Lay
the
it down.
music opinion, the opinional music that you
Excuse
listen
me.
to is figuratively and relatively specific to the women that you are most
Bull.
indefinitely attracted to.
Shit.
That is not true because every single
Bullshit.
woman you are attracted
No.
to
No.
almost listens to the exact same
Same
type
music.
of music that you listen to.
No.
Oh, that's
I'm
interesting.
just making a good
I
point,
think
Jake.
that
Yeah.
What's
I
your
think
rebuttal?
that your most recent endeavor is the only person I have not witnessed you, and your prior, because I have not witnessed them
You witnessed
either.
one, and you take one experience and situation
No,
and just blow it up and be like, "Yep,
No,
that's you."
I have actually witnessed.
I mean, can't we not do that?
I have actually witnessed
No, you
four.
can't.
I have
4?
actually witnessed 4,
Okay.
and all of them fit that category. And by scientific theory of probability, that means that adequates to what it is, because you haven't disproven my theory by dating someone outside of that opinion.
So the music that Jake listens to is indicative of the chicks that listen to the music too?
It's a very
Use
There's-
respectful
there-
language, man.
There has been
They're not chicks.
Okay,
there
the
has
females.
been
Dude, there's been
No,
a
no,
lot
no,
They're
of
no.
not even female.
The
There
woman.
has been one woman
Okay.
that I can think of that kind of breaks off in a subcat, maybe 2.
That doesn't
Yeah,
listen to them.
okay.
Is it the
Sure.
music that they listen to, or is it something else?
No, it's the music that they listen to. There's also one that kind of breaks the theoretical
Okay,
type.
Zach.
I hate you
let
for
me-
farting,
Okay,
and you're
Zach.
blowing it towards me.
Listen, when I get into a relationship, it's typically with somebody that has the same taste in music with me. It's not because I date women for that music taste. It's just I'm better connected with them. I have my own opinion on music. I find music that I like. Sometimes the music that I like is influenced from people I've seen. But my music taste is not directly connected to the people that I go and get in a relationship with.
What bothers me is
I feel like that's indicatively false because I feel like all of us kind of rely on that. Because if you can't,
I get annoyed
course,
when people like the same
anybody-
music I do because I don't think they like it the way I do, and then that bugs me.
that bugs the shit out of me
Exactly.
too.
I gotta
so
pee.
why would you be somebody that's into rap and date somebody that listens to
You want me to
EDM?
move?
It's just two people.
Aren't they the same?
They're two different kind of
very
personalities.
similar.
No, they're not.
They're very similar.
No, they're not.
Rap and EDM is more.
Get the fuck.
They're
here.
closer together
Here's
than
the
rap
rap
to
dude.
like
He's gotta
folk
go pee.
music.
And like
Yeah.
I listen to rap
wanna-
and I'm dating
Do you want to go in
someone.
front?
I
What are you doing?
my primary musical spectrum is rap and subgenres of metal, and the person I'm dating dislikes all of the music that I listen to outside of maybe 2 or 3 artists that we have in common. So like
I feel like music is important to have a similar connection with because, like, in my friend group, I personally don't like hanging out with people when they play their music and I'm just like, why are you playing this? Like country or something like that. You know what I mean? It's a huge turnoff.
That goes back to the point of the human consciousness I brought up earlier, because like you might feel that about friends, but that's how I feel about relationships, because
I don't do relationships.
yeah, because relationships are the blending of 2 different consciousnesses together. If
Okay.
you put 2 consciousnesses that are super similar together,
Uh-huh.
you don't get anything out of it. It's like pouring water into water. There's no reaction. Eventually, you're going to get bored of doing the same experiment over and over again.
Yeah, you need some conflict resolution.
Yeah,
that type of
but
thing.
you take...
And then you sort of become part of the other person. I guess there's a bug in the studio. Is it a spider? What is it?
I don't know. I killed it. It's
but
gone.
like,
Okay.
but like, if you take, let's say, phosphorus and drop it into water,
Uh-huh.
you get an explosion. But now you take phosphorus and you coat it in something, it delays the reaction, and not even that, because that's bad, because that's an explosive reaction. That'd be a toxic relationship more than anything. But you take salt in water, salt doesn't dissolve into water right away. It takes time.
Takes time.
Now, on
So
a
it's like
scale,
these 2 substances become one. They become part of the whole.
and that's what relationships should be. It shouldn't be, I have a salad and I blend them together. It's, I have salad and I have chicken and I created a whole new thing out of them. Like if you're dating someone, if you're constantly
You're
dating
getting too shallow, man. You're getting too shallow.
That's
No,
pretty
if you're
deep. That's pretty
constantly
deep.
if you're constantly dating people who are idistically similar to you,
You get bored.
you're the
get
one
bored.
that's getting shallow, because then it's like, I don't want to experience anything outside of my own
I had this
tastes.
conversation with my father because he's a saver. My mother is a spender. And I said to
Kind
him,
of how
money.
it goes.
yeah, and I said yeah, but so they're 2 polar opposites. I mean, they're 8 years apart too. So my mom's super young and my dad's older.
So he was 8 when she was born.
Yeah, exactly. So what I said to him, I was like, yeah, like if you wouldn't have met her, you probably wouldn't have done half the things that you did because you're such a saver. Like you just don't do things. So that was like my mom always is trying to get him to do things and socialize and stuff. And my dad's like, I'm fine with just being inside. I don't really feel like talking to people. So I feel like he wouldn't have experienced half the things he did if he didn't meet my mom.
Listen, all of my relationships, all the people that I've dated, have not been like me. We might have the similar taste in music, but it's not what I base my relationship on.
Typically, you need something in common to even start.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
wanting
you have to have
date.
a common
Music
ground.
is
Yeah,
it.
but you like I said, having one thing in common, that's fine.
But that's not even enough.
No, but that's
no,
the start.
one thing in common is more than enough. If you go to a bar and find out that you and one specific person like a band and you hit it off just on that, you don't know anything else about that person except for the fact that you guys like.
Well, maybe for friendship, I'm talking.
because-
If you want to date somebody and the only thing you have in common is like
It's not gonna
you
work.
like one band, no.
It's not gonna work.
If that's actually the only thing you have in
No,
common.
because that's the difference. Is you guys are thinking of it in the sense of this isn't gonna. You already have that predisposed thing, but like I said, relationships are not about. We have all these things in common. Let's date. Relationships are about. We might not see eye to eye on things. It's the same thing with family. It's the same things with friends. We may not see eye to eye on things, but relationships are about your growth as not just yourself, but as
A couple.
unit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's to me, in my
I think we're
eyes,
saying the same thing.
it's going to take more than one thing in common
We're just running
with a
circles.
person
Yeah.
to spark between the both of us a willingness to actually form a relationship in that sense. Like I said, if you have one thing in common with somebody, you can be friends in the moment. You can be acquaintances. You can talk. You can get along. But if you're actually going to commit to somebody and have a relationship with them, if you really only, of all the things, only have one thing in common,
not
to
gonna
me,
work.
I'm not even going to say it's not going to work. I'm going to say it's hard as hell to get that even to be a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You really have to have common shit to like bind.
And not everything, obviously.
Yeah, not everything. That's
but it's
the
like
thing.
you need to have enough.
You need
enough to
have
feel
common
comfortable with them.
things. That's the same thing with friendship.
Stop trying to stigmatize me, Zach.
You're just trying to put me in a box, and that's really what I'm trying to avoid.
No,
Hey, Jacob.
I'm not.
How long have we been recording for?
Hour and 41 minutes.
Yes, but that's not the whole recording.
We've been going since 10:08.
Okay, I think we should
It's
call
11:17.
this podcast life instead of conspiracy theories, because I don't think we're going to get into conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
I think we just need to let you go on about your day right now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
No more tangents.
Okay,
that
no more
way
tangents.
We can get to conspiracies.
Yeah.
I don't know
All
if we
right,
have
man.
any time left.
I feel.
Yeah, no, we
I
have
mean, we have time because
Okay.
this can be edited. Worst comes to worst, Jake can just send it to me and I'll chop things up.
Cool. Okay, so
We've only been going for like an hour and 15 minutes.
all right. So the my weekend consisted of me procrastinating to go up north. I had Labor Day off, so I figured I'd go up north for a long weekend. Didn't end up leaving till Saturday.
Oh, hey, same.
I procrastinated so badly. It was really bad. And I ended up leaving, I think it was Saturday at noon. And, wow. Okay. Antonio, stop writing me hurtful things, man. It really hurts.
You smell.
Do I, though?
Yes.
Bad?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I apologize. It's rather warm down here. But anyways, I went up north over the weekend to my parents' place. They have a little bit of 20 acres of property. Went out there, took a cool picture of the sunset. Yeah, smoked a little. I sailed a little. It was
You
fun.
sailed on a boat?
I did.
On a sailboat?
I love sailing. It's one of the
Yeah, you
greatest
do.
things in the world.
Gotta feel free
It is. It's more freeing.
on a boat.
Sailing to me is more of a freeing experience than riding a motorcycle.
You think? Yeah.
I do. It's on a different level.
Because you're on water and you
I
shouldn't
don't
even
have
be on there to
roads.
begin with.
Exactly. I don't have. I don't know if I agree with that. But
No.
the roads, when you're on a road, you're stuck in that lane. You can only do so much. But on the open water, you can go anywhere, do anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And then having the sail too, there's no engine noise, and you're just putzing along. It's crazy. It's quiet. You have time to think. It's nice. It's really nice. So that was my weekend. Sailing, checked out the farm, checked out some of our crops and shit. And yeah. And then I came home. That was
Sounds
it.
like a good weekend.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does.
Mhm.
I did see that picture you posted. It was very nice.
I called it God's country. It's really nice. It was a sunset on the farm. I was in front of one of the food plots where we kill Bambi.
Antonio, are you trying to talk with your third eye?
No.
I think
Oh.
Antonio's tired.
Seems a little tired.
He's a little sleepy boy. But anyways, that was my weekend. It was fun. It was a good time. That was it,
All you did?
pretty much.
Well, how what
You
happened when
see
you got
the
back?
lonely boy?
What happened
on
when I
the
got
weekend?
back?
Yeah. What did you do
Um,
when you got back? Anything interesting happening at work?
Not really. I had to do some inspections, and yeah, that was about it. Someone's water sink wasn't working in their truck, and so I had to have them borrow the sink in the other truck next door.
Like a food truck?
Yeah, food truck.
What do they got up there?
What?
What do they got up there?
What do they got up there? What do you mean?
In the truck.
Oh, it was Southern cuisine. Like,
Southern cuisine.
Yeah, like
What's Southern cuisine?
jambalaya, greens, that type of thing.
Soul food.
Soul food, yeah. And
Well, I feel like that would be more Cajun than soul food.
well, it was a bit of a mix. They had jambalaya greens, they had some rice that goes with the jambalaya, that type of thing. You know, so it's kind of like Louisiana.
So that'd be Cajun, not soul.
Yeah.
The Cajun?
actually.
Well,
Soul food's like fried
I'm just
chicken,
describing it-
cornbread.
The operator described
Yeah.
it. The operator described it to me as Southern cuisine, Southern cooking.
Yeah, because like Cajun's a very defined thing, but like Southern would be a good like blanket term for it, but soul food's more of like high calorie
Mac and cheese,
They had mac and cheese
fried
too.
chicken,
Oh, then boom, soul food.
cornbread.
Okay, it was soul food.
Soul food Cajun.
Anyways,
Louisiana.
their water pump wasn't
Fast.
working, so we had to come up with a solution, or else they had to leave. So
Yeah.
that was my solution. That was the most interesting thing of my week in terms of working.
Oh.
You guys hear about that Popeye's chicken sandwich? It's on the rave right
Why
now.
is everyone talking about
I have
Popeyes
no
right
idea.
now?
Honestly, I think it's just
Artificial
a big,
shortage.
It's an artificial.
Like Nintendo?
No, it's a distraction from like what's going on. 'Cause who's
What's
talking about
going on?
Epstein anymore? Nobody's talking about Epstein.
Describe.
one
It's like
was-
we have verified global trafficking
one-
rings. And nobody gives
no
a
one
shit.
gives
was
a shit.
talking about Epstein in general. The global news covered it for estimately in total.
But that's huge. Is everybody just gonna ignore the fact that like half the people in governments are pedophiles?
Yeah,
Or implicated in it.
Or
are
somehow
implicated
involved?
in it. I mean,
These are world leaders.
Yeah.
91% of the world spends less than 60 seconds a day talking about the massive riots that are going on in China too.
Hong Kong.
China,
I
Paris.
share a lot of stuff on
Yeah,
my Twitter.
like
Germany,
all of that. It's because the world doesn't want us to know that we have power.
Wait,
do.
how long have the French people been protesting?
like-
And
I
oh
think
my
it's
God,
like
it's
2.5 years now, consistently.
it's been a long time, and it's like for a long time in England there was a gag order on reporting on it because like they didn't want like a European spring. It's like they really are trying to downplay the radical stuff that's happening right now.
America
Here's
just
my
doesn't
thing.
care. They won't report on it because they know if we uprise against us, they'll just kill us all.
It's an American prayer, man.
They
Damn.
don't care because all of
Ohio.
our presidents previously before have already admitted that coming back from like JFK up until now, outside of the Geneva Accords, presidents before also have said they don't give a fuck. Like they'll commit genocide, they'll kill our own people because to
Four
keep
dead in
America.
Ohio.
Yeah, because to keep America in check is
Neil
what it
Young.
means
Nobody
to be a
needs Ohio.
successful government.
I've always
Oh,
wondered,
Neil
like,
Young.
let's say one day, people have been going after Trump for a long time now. But let's say in theory, like, Trump was charged with, like, war crimes. What's the precedent in that? Because I'm pretty sure you can verify that the majority of presidents, even a lot who are still alive, should be guilty of war crimes. So it's like, do you arrest one president and arrest them all the living ones still?
Well, theoretically,
Drone strikes on civilians.
if we're talking
Yeah.
about it right now, technically, if you look at the records,
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump has had no military implication whatsoever because everything that has been signed off by his cabinet and not him, which means he is exclusively and indicatively innocent of any charges that could be pressed against him unless he went on public television.
Well, with, like, war crime shit?
Yeah, unless he went on public television and said, people are rioting, kill them all. That would indict him
I don't know that.
genocide, which is an invalidation of the Geneva Convention, which is a crime against humanity, which is a crime against the world.
A lot of people forget we're living in a world that was set up because of World War II.
Yeah, a lot of people completely forget
Yeah.
that the Geneva Convention exists,
Yeah.
but we also know that America being the global superpower that it is, there is no other nation that would stand against us. We indicted ourselves as
World
the-
police.
Yeah, we indicted ourselves as
Where's
the
your
world.
papers?
We indicted
We gotta roll
ourselves
a
as
joint.
the world police. We indicted ourselves as the head of the UN, basically, and the UN
The
as
moral
a
compass of the world.
Yeah. No, not even the moral compass, because we are the most morally deceitful
Yes.
nation in the world.
I would agree.
And then other countries hate us because our populace is so stupid, including
Yes.
myself.
No, our other countries actually love Americans themselves. Like even my girlfriend says, a lot of Europeans love Americans because Americans are the absolute opposite of what our president and our media portrays us to be. Because the Americans who actually have a good enough life to escape our country make America look good. But the people who have no ambition to do anything for themselves and stay in America are what globally portray us as this, like, subservient, disgusting fucking country of people. It's the people who won't go out there and be like, yeah, I'm willing to bust my ass, or I'm willing to take that leap of faith to find a job that'll make me $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year instead of working in a job that I know is going to be stable and just put enough on the table for me to pay my bills and take care of my family. It's because
like self, not even family.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've come to the situation now where family is no longer an option unless it comes to the point of everyone in the family is providing.
I was going to ask you this
really
earlier.
sad.
Do you think with what you were talking about earlier with male sexuality in the 60s and stuff, do you think that comes down to like a destruction of the family kind of thing? What do you think about the whole destruction of the family concept?
Okay, well, we're getting back to it because then it's just going to lead me on the tangent with that topic, but it all goes back to the trophy wife thing of, and before we get off topic, I'll try and I'll slim it down to as little words as possible. Men made women trophies, which raised the beauty standard for women because every woman wants to be...
Do you think that men
Don't
made...
interrupt.
No.
No,
this is a serious distinction. Do you think that men made women trophies or women made women trophies?
No, men made women...
No. You said earlier that in your friend group, you all of you as guys elected another guy to be, at least in some sense, if you want to talk about physical looks, the alpha. Women self-elect other women to be the woman alpha.
I'm not talking...
Guys don't pick which woman is the best, and women don't pick which guys are the best. The guys do that job for them, and the women do that job for them.
No,
yes,
see
that's a real thing. I will find that shit for you.
You're taking what I said out of context too, because indicatively, like I said, we may find Jake the most attractive, but I'll tell you right now, I can definitely pull in more women. If you gave me 24 hours,
well, that doesn't matter. You're talking about trophy wives.
It doesn't.
No, it does though,
I'm
because
not that kind of guy.
That's
I
why
don't
I'm
pull women.
That's what I'm saying though, is in the sense of it, and that's why I brought up the 60s free love movement, is that's what started it. It came down to women are no longer just like an object, not an object of love, but a means of love. Women are an object of men jumping the social ladder.
But
That's
women
what
are
I
a
mean.
means of men jumping the social ladder.
Yeah, but
And I'm
men
getting
started that. Men started that. The
Maybe.
free love. No.
Maybe.
No. Elvis Presley.
I
the
think
rock and roll
masculine
move. No, it's
and feminine
No.
dominance have traded throughout history as being the priority and non-priority.
I don't want to have this argument, but I'll tell you right now, there's a scientist. If you psychologically Google it right now,
I just told you shit. A scientist said you don't believe it. So what's my inclination to believe you?
But there is a scientist that has proved just recently that the rock and roll movement is what changed the dynamic of everything. Men.
So the CIA.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That could be another conspiracy.
I mean, it
in
is.
and out of
It is.
itself.
The CIA
big
backs.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
The CIA backs most of the
Yeah, but the
counterculture
rock
movements
and
because
roll-
they keep them in line.
Yeah.
But the rock and roll movement put men as the pariah of everything. Same thing, because men were always the most dominant in the music industry, but now it gave men a different face in the music industry. It sexualized music beyond just being something to listen to. It became something to
It's a show. It's
feel.
entertainment.
Yeah, it became more entertainment than expression.
Well, do you think that happened later, or do you think that happened early? Like, what do you like? Because in the 60s and 70s,
I'd
it seemed like
say-
a lot of people were expressing
I'd
themselves.
say
through music.
later.
80s, I would say, is when it started.
No. I'd say like
early
50s.
Early 50s rock and roll started to get crazy. It really did.
Yeah, but
crazy
I
for
feel-
expression or for
I feel like
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah,
for
that's what I'm
expression,
saying.
but I'm saying crazy for entertainment. It
Entertainment.
took off the late 60s. It didn't become about
Oh
expression.
no, it was a thing in the early 50s. The entertainment aspect. It was. It really.
Yeah,
was.
but
You
it-
just
the
don't
pop
hear about
songs.
them as
but
much
I'm
Pop
saying it
songs.
didn't blow up. Yeah, it didn't
because it
become-
wasn't co-opted correctly
the
by
2.5
Yeah,
minute pop
certain
songs.
people.
Yeah, the 2.5 minute pop songs like Elvis Presley
Yep.
and stuff like that. That stuff blew up specifically because of the sexualization behind it. It wasn't because
It wasn't because of the music or the art. It's because this man is gyrating his goddamn
because
hips
there
on
were
stage.
men, because there were people and I know this is a very opinionated thing, but it's backed
Sure.
by music theorists too, that Elvis was making music that should not have been successful because tonically and musically, his voice, even to today's standards, outside of the stigma back behind it, are not musically pleasing.
Oh, it's kind of...
They do not fit the theory of what is
Sounds
musically.
I mean, a lot of it does.
Yeah, no, a lot of it doesn't though. When you look at it sonically, it doesn't. It falls off the scale of
Like,
what
give us
should
an
be
example.
musically pleasing.
Like a song or something. We gotta look up.
Can't Stop Falling in Love with You.
Really?
Most of that song actually, sonically, is close to 23 hertz flat vocally compared to instrumentally. Instrumentally, that song is almost on pitch the whole entire way through, but vocally it is not. And it has been remastered currently, but that song did not gain popularity in any means whatsoever until it was remastered.
There are certain hertz levels that allegedly, I'd have to look into the specifics of this. There are certain hertz levels that are forced upon a lot of artists and musicians.
Yeah, but they didn't know that
However,
back then.
well, they learned it pretty quick. What I'm saying is a lot of bands and artists who have deliberately tried to use different hertz levels than what's marketed towards us, they're shot down. It's like, no, you can't do it. So what's the significance of the hertz levels? Do you think is that a physical reaction that is put on people?
Are you talking about like a tuning frequency of 440 hertz, or are you talking about?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So you're talking like when people tried to use like 437
yes,
instead of 440 for the A standard.
I think I do.
Yeah, for the fifth A, right?
Well, I know.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm getting at completely.
I might be talking about
is
something
because
else.
sonically, when you fall off of that, like, all right, there's a music incites a response in everyone, and it's due to the frequencies. There's a song, and it is a very hard song to find, actually. I found it maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's called, it's a Latin name, but it roughly translates into advocate of the devils, and the last word's like impossible to pronounce. It's some weird fucking word. It's like Cifona, like it's like symphonia. Yeah, it's like symphonia, but spelled super weird.
Oh, hey, man.
And
Haven't heard from you in a while.
It is a
Sorry, I zoned
song that was
right.
It is a song that was actually designed by sound engineers that was used in experiments and stuff to prove the fact that sonically, when you produce music that is not in tune the way it's supposed to be, it will have extremely negative responses. It reinforced the fact that our brain knows that all music should be sonically in tune with each other. So if you had 440 hertz and then you had 43,700 right next to each other, that dissonance right there, unless you can train your brain to be like, this is how it's supposed to be, which took us a severely long time to do.
Get used to 440.
Yeah, no, not 440, but other hertz of like that dissonance kind of thing.
Okay.
Like if you took...
it sounds off, though, when you listen to it, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but it provokes a subconscious response because you can't...
An internal response.
Yeah, you can't control it. Like this song has this song has documented proof that when people were listening to it, they experienced such paranoia, almost like binaural beats kind of thing. They subdued under such paranoia and like distressed feelings that they literally would like beg them to turn the music off. Like they could feel like that their body was trying to tear itself apart.
Oh my
Do
God.
you think that the digitalization of music has had a negative impact on people physically?
Yes.
Yeah, I do, because sonically it's not the same quality.
So I read a study recently. I don't have my laptop open. I can't cite it right now. I read a study recently about how, maybe I'm dead wrong on this, but I swear this is what it was talking about.
Who was it by?
I don't remember. If you Google it, maybe you could find it. It was
What are we
talking about.
Googling?
It was talking about how. What I'm about to say.
Okay.
It was talking about how less and less people over the last like 30 years children specifically are developing perfect pitch because the majority of the music they're hearing is not actual sound waves, it's digital. And then it's like their body doesn't understand it, if you will, the way that it should if it was actual music, so they can't develop the perfect pitch as well.
Can I interject on that a little bit? All right. So I do agree with that slightly, but there is also another counter study to that shows that all digital devices, when you're listening to music through your iPhone or through
it's not real music.
No, it is.
It's not.
It's not the actual recording.
It sounds like real music. For all intents and purposes, you might as well call it music, but it's not real music.
It's
not a real sound wave.
It's not the actual sound.
Honestly, working in the music industry, and sometimes I'll get to see my favorite bands come through the venues that I work at.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different experience hearing their digital audio and then seeing them live. It's completely
so
crazy.
the digitizing and producing of it does change it, but it's also a thing of if you listen to a live recording through it, and that's what I was getting to, is every digital piece that you have to listen to, unless you recorded like a live vinyl and listened to it through an analog place.
That's
so
what we do here.
Yeah, nothing digital. That's different. But like anything digital you listen to, even if it's a live conversion of a vinyl, every digital aspect you listen to has its own form of equalization in it. So it will always auto balance the EQ. It does not have a flat setting to where it will not adjust the EQ. Yep. It does not have a raw setting, period, which is, like you said, affecting the perfect pitch because people aren't listening to things raw. But they have noticed an increased thing of people who aren't listening to music through digital sources and are specifically learning music through sheet reading or playing piano or playing violin, that those pieces have innumerously...
Well, because that's real music. That's acoustic sound wave.
Yeah, and numerously higher chances, But even compared to vinyl, those chances drastically plummet. It's the
from vinyl to real.
No, from vinyl to real, there's still
because vinyl is quote unquote real.
Yeah, from vinyl to real, there's still an 800% gap, and then the gap widens even worse from vinyl to digital.
Yeah.
So let's explain really quick the difference between a digital recording and an analog recording.
Yeah, this is kind of what I meant when I said digital music. It sounds like music for all intents and purposes. It is music. But if you want to get scientific about it, it's not music. It's not a real sound wave. It's a digital reconstruction of an analog sound wave that puts a sound wave into small sections. So instead of looking like a nice curve,
picture
think
a
of
pencil line, a solid pencil line.
Like a sine wave.
Yep.
Now picture steps like on a pyramid going up and down. It looks like a staircase instead of an actual wave. Sort of. Well, no, not exactly.
Oh, okay.
Let me draw it for you.
An interface has a sample rate, like a specific sample rate.
Okay.
So it's drawing a certain amount of samples from that sound wave, and then the computer fills in the rest. So it's like the equivalent of taking your pencil and drawing a line, that's analog, and then taking that same line but putting a bunch of dots on it, and then filling in the line from the dots. That's what digital does.
It's more like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically what he just said.
So the analog is just a big wave.
It's a smooth curve. It's a real wave.
Like stairs.
It's just a bunch of samples. It's thousands, tens of thousands of samples per second. But it's
not exactly it.
It's not exactly it.
Right.
They can't do calculus.
So you're not really hearing our voices, ladies and gentlemen. You're just hearing
this is a digital version of our voices.
Digital representation.
But you have
it's all just a big lie.
It's a joke.
But there's also that huge thing of
distribution.
No, not even that. The whole vinyl thing. I understand that the vibrations of the needle cause that, but it's just borderline a prehistoric version of digitization because it's not a natural thing. Unless you're hearing that voice live through your own ears, there's always going to be some.
It's not
there's
the same.
Artifacts.
Yeah.
There's artifacts.
There's always going to be artifacts of it. So you can't say that vinyl indistinctively is any bit better than digital.
Oh, I think it's better.
No.
It's not perfect, but I think it's better.
I don't think it's perfect either, but I think it's better.
But you can't say that in ratio because
the physical...
The difference between the vinyl that's made now
It's
is
digital.
significant. No, the vinyl that's made now is significantly better than the vinyl was made then. If you take tonal pitch to it and actually like,
But was it recorded digitally or was it recorded analogically onto a reel-to-reel recorder?
it doesn't matter because they've already computed a way to turn digital into fully analog. Too.
Yeah, but then you're still taking it from those samples. It's not the actual recording that you're converting to vinyl. Like my reel-to-reel recorder over there, it records everything analog. It's that straight line. And so you can edit that to mix it and then master it, and then it gets etched onto vinyl.
Oh.
So the whole process is analog. There's no digital anything involved with tape.
Wow.
But when you go from digital to analog, you still have that digital recording just embedded into an analog format, an
Yes.
analog storage
That's
format.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, bye.
Oh, Antonio's got to go. Well, on that note,
Yeah, well, I guess that comes down to the end of our podcast.
You know what? We all just bitched at each other for like an hour and a
Yeah, I
half.
feel like we didn't even get to any of the conspiracies.
We didn't.
honestly,
That's fine.
honestly,
We'll get
it was
to it next
Let's change
week
the
or-
title.
yeah, it was an interesting conversation.
Under a rock.
We haven't even put the title down yet.
We could call it like just Ballyhoo Boys Episode 2, guest Zach.
Honestly.
The chaos. Just call it
The
the
chaos.
chaos of Zach.
The Chaos of Zach. That's not a bad title.
You're right. It's not actually.
What did you write? What did he write?
Title.
Title.
Oh, title.
Tittle.
Title. Title.
Let it.
Telescoping tits.
Tantalizing tits. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to our bullshit for another hour and a half, and
Yeah.
we really appreciate it. I want to
Zach?
say thank you to everybody who tuned in last week and listened. We almost hit 100,000 views just in our first podcast.
I mean,
so-
100 views.
I was gonna say we had 100,000
Yeah.
views.
No, it's only 100
No,
views.
I'm
And,
dyslexic.
like, damn, that was crazy.
Yeah. Whoa.
No, yes,
That's our
100
launch,
100
man.
views. We
Yeah.
almost hit 100 views, and it really warms our heart, and it's gonna keep us going, and just your support and contribution to our podcast is really appreciated.
Yeah.
So-
Like it up.
Like it, share it,
Subscribe.
whatever. Do that
Comment.
shit that everybody says at the end of their videos.
Hey.
But
Mhm.
I wanna make one more thing, and so everybody that does like and interact with our comments and videos, we're gonna have a giveaway at the end of the month.
A giveaway? What are we giving away? Your virginity?
Yeah, actually,
He's
I
not a
already
virgin.
Win.
took that.
Oh shit!
yeah,
I
he snuck in
I claimed it for myself in fair of a better trade.
snuck into
Nice.
my room one night.
It just happened.
There's a bunch of NyQuil.
No, he actually signed a contract for it.
Oh, okay.
So you're a
I-
prostitute.
Yeah, I guess so.
Little
You
bit.
guess
No,
so.
he's
There was
not
no
a prostitute. He just would rather sell his virginity than his soul. So I felt like
So
that
he's
You
a
was-
felt
prostitute.
obligated to help him out with his prostitution.
Yeah, just like Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Zach's pretty much my Harvey Weinstein.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah, we're probably gonna have a
God.
giveaway. It's probably gonna be some concert tickets.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
since I have connections, we're gonna give away some
Where
concert.
are you going?
tickets.
See Van Halen?
No, not
No.
that big. Somebody. I know we have like 80 shows coming up at my work. So
Dean the Dude.
Nice.
So keep your eyes peeled on Twitter and Facebook for
Yeah.
polls of events coming up. So not we, because I'm just a guest, but
It's the
they-
Zach show.
so they can decide what events to start trying to get tickets for.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Zach, for coming on. It's been a great time.
Yeah.
it
very
really is.
interesting.
Thank you. We're probably gonna have you come on some more because
Yeah.
I had a good.
If you're
time.
good.
If you're good.
If you're good enough, yeah.
If you behave.
You behave.
If you don't take anything else from Jacob.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for basically inciting verbal chaos upon the show.
Hey, it was
Listen,
interesting.
it's
I
hard
tend
enough.
to do that sometimes.
It's hard enough hearing anybody when 3 people are talking.
Yep.
Right.
It's just like, yeah.
No, it was good, though.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks
and
for listening, everybody.
Tune in next week.
Tune in
Goodbye.
next week for the Ballyhoo Boys.
Ballyhoo Boys!
Oh my god.
And thanks again for having me.
Yeah, man.
Disgusting.